Welcome to a collection video of my young friend, only 23 years old.
Yes, man.
Mr. I am Casa, also known as Andrea. For this video, I am wearing a jacket like I'm on a motorcycle, but we're hopping in a Porsche right now. But also the watch is an 18388 with a very interesting dial, also known as the carousel with white enamel. What do you think?
I'm impressed by those watch. Never seen it in real life, and
It's not bad, huh?
in Milan it's super shiny, man.
It's flashy.
Yes, it is. But
Let's
I
see
love
your
it.
watches, man.
Let's go.
It's good to be here. We already have the collection right in front of us. I told you to only bring 10 pieces, but you kept on pushing more and more to 12, 14 watches. But in the end, we choose these 10.
Yes.
And I'm dying to hear why these and how you acquire them and why do you like them in your collection.
Thank you for having me. Yes, I know, like, as every Italian, we want to do more than what's told to us. So, yes. Some pieces are from a friend of ours. Some friend of ours, let's say. Some pieces I know you kind of like them, and for some I'm super curious about what you think, so...
Let's explore them. Where do we start, my friend?
I really don't know. I mean, the most extravagant one on the table could be that one. You saw that in Amsterdam. It is an Exequo soft watch, which is the Dali watch and blah blah blah. But what I like about this watch is that I really think that at this moment, like in collecting, we're going more and more towards extravagant things and particular things. And the other thing I really like is that it's anonymous.
And it's a real conversation starter. I'm sure if you wear this watch, unlike your Rolex Datejust, which is a beautiful piece, but this watch will have people asking, what are you wearing? Why is it shaped like this? Is it from the Dali, or is it something like a Cartier Crash? And you definitely saw a rise in the popularity of these oddly shaped models. And I like that they also did, just like on the Cartier Crash, they also did the clasp.
Yeah, the buckle is amazing, and it actually gets girls as well. I don't know if you believe it, but girls ask about it, and it's a good conversation starter. In COVID times, you know, you don't know where to start. It's a great start and works well.
So guys, if you need a date, get this watch. What's the price of a watch like this?
Around 1,000 euros, more or less.
How is a quartz movement?
It is a quartz movement, it's gold plated, but actually the quality is impeccable, and the size, I tell it every time, it's better than a Crash. I had like a couple crashes on me, and that wears better. It's super, like, has a good shape.
I already see some quite odd colored bracelets, and this one is also quite odd. Is it like a denim strap?
It is, and nobody likes it, to be honest.
Well, I don't think it pairs well, in my honest opinion, with a stylish and gentleman-like watch as it is. But
I know, but it's the least boring strap you can find. I mean, a croc would be super, like, something that you expect.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. But did it came on this strap?
No. It came on a strap that had the same, like, ending of the buckle. So another Dali-esque shape. But that one is like, everyone tells me they don't like it, and so it's also a conversation starter.
That's cool. That's cool too.
And that's about the Datejust. We're not bringing it there, but we mentioned it in the video, so it was nice to wear it.
The Datejust is nice.
Yes, one of the first
and
ones.
the other Rolex you have, the contemporary one, is the correct sizing, because I like the OP in 36.
Exactly.
And with the green dial, I very much noticed all Italians have to have this watch. Is it because it's similar like to the popularity as a Stella dial, or?
We all named it Stella as it came out. Then many of us started saying, no, it's not a Stella and stuff.
Well,
but
it's definitely not the same lacquer. It's not the supplier Stella that gave this lacquer,
but it's almost the same idea. I didn't want that watch, and I was talking with guys from Rolex, and they told me, but if you like it, we can give it to you, like we can make it happen. And I was like, okay, why not? I picked it up with the idea of like getting it just because I had an occasion to get it. Then I've worn it 1 day, 2 days, third day I was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, wears perfectly. It's the simplest watch in here. Maybe that one is more simple, but no, fluted bezel and stuff.
But both watches are great
simple.
for daily wearers. I mean, Rolex is a top piece to just enjoy, don't worry about it, just especially the contemporary watches, they're very sturdy, you know, it's good to wear.
But that one, it is my golf piece. Because the green gets me to the grass of golf. You know, I always play golf with that watch.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Please, I don't recommend any
not
golf players out there to wear a watch unless it's quartz, but it's
I don't
at
wear
your
it
own risk.
while playing.
Okay.
I just bring it around and like have lunch with it, basically. But no, I don't play golf with watches.
That's good.
No, super non recommended.
Let's go from your most contemporary piece to your most vintage piece.
The most vintage piece in here should definitely
either
be
the Movado or
yes.
maybe the tissot.
The tissot for sure. It's from 1939.
Wow.
That has a cool story. It was one of the first watches I bought, and I do think that tissot anti-magnetiques are actually great for their price.
Yeah.
Like you pay around 300 euros, and you have a solid steel case, good one, screw back, radium dial and everything.
Nice
and
value for money.
It is a lot more than maybe Omega, Longines and that, because nobody cares about tissot. Actually, they were the first one to solve it. I wrote a thesis on that one.
Really?
Yes.
So you bought it when you were like 17, 18?
17, yes, in Marrakesh. That came from Marrakesh. It was, we can say fucked up, it's your channel, yes. It was fucked up. Then I got it serviced, and
but the loom is missing from the hand.
Yes,
right?
I decided.
Which might be a good thing because of the radium. It's radioactive.
But it was reloomed, so I removed it just to have it, and pairs with this watch because I try whenever I go to a place to have a watch to remember. And that was from Madrid. It's like super simple pocket watch, and that has to be engraved still, the tissot. And I want to engrave like Marrakesh, and the year that was 2016, I guess.
Very cool.
And so that's basically, I want to link watches.
I love the numerals.
I love it as well.
On the dial. Very nice.
Yeah, but that's like super cheap, not that much quality. But I think that one, I have a full collection of tissot anti-magnetique. A video will be on one day, and I really think that's super youngster watch. Like if you start and you want to collect vintage and stuff and you don't have a budget,
it's a great watch to start your vintage collection.
Exactly.
Because that's what I noticed already in the watches in front of us. There's great variety, and also in price range you don't need to break the bank to buy a cool piece. If I'm gravitating here towards the 1970s, this is also definitely something you won't see a lot of people wearing.
Nope. I have to ask for the extract for that one because someone has told me it's a unique piece. Like they made several dials, but all in different case shapes.
Yeah.
But that's a family watch. I love family watches. I don't have many of them. That's actually the only one in front of us, yes. But that's, I mean, this house was owned by the same person and owned this one. So the whole taste I grew up with is actually in this watch.
Well, the craftsmanship of the production of the dial is very, very cool.
It's amazing.
Yet, I'm not a big fan of the 70s casing. It's a bit odd to my taste, but to pair it with a funky colored strap makes it a real looker on the wrist.
It was with a Milanese bracelet, but what I love about this watch is super thin. It's really thin.
It is.
And it's a daily wear. I actually wore it kayaking, and I destroyed the watch basically because it was pretty wet in here. But so I don't recommend it as really a daily wear, but. Still, it's another conversation starter. Is a watch everyone looks at, and it's. I had another couple interviews, and it's the watch I want to bring because it is really where I'm from. Everything started from that watch. It's the first watch I got serviced. It's the first watch I found in my home. You know, as everyone browsing.
That's nice.
That and you know.
So another oddly sized watch. I'm a big fan of those.
Okay.
Yet I never had them on a leather strap. Only with the integrated matching metal bracelet. Tell me about this one, because this is the latest acquirement of your collection.
And I was super curious about your thoughts on this one. I have never had the bracelet version, so really different story. It is from Gabriele Barone, I don't know if you know him. It's a friend of Ale as well. And I actually published the interview with him, and what I love about this watch is that he said that the most important thing in watchmaking is to care about people and to build relationships. And the day he acquired this watch, he called me and it was like, I have this watch, I don't know if I keep it or not. If you want to, I can send you to Milan. And the watch arrived. I haven't paid it yet. So the watch is mine because it's a friend, but you know, that kind of story. And I love the watch. I love the legend, like the fact that is linked to King Midas.
King Midas
and
story,
so, yeah.
of course.
And that is it's my first white gold watch and left-handed watch, because it's left-handed, and it's a mess, like winding up every time. It's like, where do I have to put it? But never had a white gold one.
What I like on all non-oyster Rolex watches is that when you show them to people, they don't expect it. People, of course, that don't know a lot about watches, they don't expect it to be a Rolex, because when you say Rolex, you see a specific watch in your head. At least a lot of non-watch geeks.
Indeed.
And then you say, well, this is also made by Rolex, you know, it's something totally different, and that is what I like to do, you know. A watch like this can really surprise someone. But I do prefer the bracelet, because I think it really emphasizes that heavy feeling, that heavy gold King Midas feeling. And that is something you miss here, but it's cool with the tapered bracelet or the tapered strap. It's also pretty dope.
And I'm not the guy that may wear a gold, like full gold watch. I mean, I'm not that confident nowadays with that thing, but still, as you said, it's a watch that surprises people. And it's really, I was like, I will never buy a Rolex. Like, I'm not gonna buy a Rolex as my next watch, because I think I have a Submariner as well. I'm missing a Daytona, but I'm like, okay, Daytona, Oyster, Datejust, Submariner, I'm okay with that. But that came out and I was like, okay, but there's much more. And
there
for me, it's like the watch to start in collecting Rolexes, because actually you don't have to break the bank. It's like 5,000 more or less, I don't know. So it's really something that you can go for.
And you have a pretty rare Rolex for the price of 5,000 euros.
As well.
You know, these days you can get like an Air King or a Date with that money, and this is something you won't see that often.
Exactly. And so, yeah, you have to be able to wear it and want to wear a strap. But still, I'm
cool,
kind of into it.
But then again, if we take a look at more rectangular-ish watches, my all-time classic favorite is the Tank. And this is an early example, like 60s?
Yes.
Paris sign dial?
Yes, exactly. All correct. With his buckle, deployant buckle, everything perfect. I love the pairing with the strap as well, because really the green strap gets me. It's also from a friend. I mean, almost every watch in here has a story. I always buy, like, I don't buy for the story always, but I end up having a story for all of them. So this is from a friend of mine. I've been wanting this exact piece for like 4 years, 5 years, and every year I'm like, hey, do you sell the watch? And once he came to me and said, okay, I'm selling a good watch now, you know? And I got it, and everybody wants it. Really, everybody wants it. Like every dealer I get in touch with asks me for the watch.
It's a perfect size. It's the excellent execution of a Cartier Tank, a vintage mechanical piece. This is the watch you want if you want to start with the
With the JLC movement?
I see.
It is the...
Well, you have the JLC and the Frédéric Piguet movements. Both are very, very fine executions of movements. So I think also the inside on these are nice, but then again, even a quartz tank, which will definitely not break the bank, is good for your collection.
And we actually have some, I guess.
We do.
We do. That's maybe the I mean, I don't know if the rarest, but still, it is the full set of the newest Tank Louis, all the 3 colors. I first saw them on Instagram actually, because I think that we were in lockdown when they went out,
launched,
and I called the marketing manager Julia and I said, okay, I want them, but I want like a reference for myself with a box. You know, they have the special order. Maybe it's better not to emphasize this, but they have. But they told me that it was not possible, and still just on precious metals.
Ah, okay.
So no box, no reference, no nothing. But then she called me and it was like, okay, but we can do something for you. And so I went to the boutique. I said, okay, I'm gonna buy the 3 of them, because I was really indecisive between the 2, green or blue.
Well, if anything makes sense vintage-wise, it's the red one actually, because they already made the Le Mustang with the burgundy red dial, and a green and blue dial is actually something totally new. But in the end, do you like the red dial if you have it now?
I have been wearing it for a couple days, but yes. But the fact is, I was indecisive between the 2, and I said, okay, let's get 3. I don't have to choose. I don't want to choose. This
is also one of the very first Cartier watches that are selling over retail. Something we of course know with many brands like Patek, Rolex, Audemars Piguet.
Yes.
But I think it's also a good counter that now we can see people appreciating the brand even more and more. And I think, in all fairness, you also help to create that image with your Instagram account.
Thank you so much for that.
Displaying all kind of rare Cartier watches.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have actually still a relationship, like a true relationship with them work-wise, with my work, but I've always been a huge fan of the brand. You know, I saw the crash first time in 2015, and I was like, okay, I want that watch. Went to my parents and they were like, okay, fuck no. Really, no, you can't have it. But as soon as I was able to afford them, I started with this ones. And no, actually I started with this one, the Pasha and stuff, but came to this ones, and I think that they're making a great job in what they're doing. The case is, if you look at the two like compared, they're actually well done. I mean, they're a little bit bigger, but still, you can taste the original case and the original watch in them.
It is such a timeless example. I mean, the tank will be here in another 500 years. It's still going to be one of the most important rectangular watches in the world.
For me, it's the best watch a man can own, like the classiest. If you want to dress not too casually, if you want to dress properly, in my opinion, it's the watch you have to get. In fact, getting that one really made me feel like a collector. It's the first real piece I think I had. And having the set is cool. I mean, you know, it's the 3 with the lacquered box. They were super, like, great to give it to me. So it's building a relationship, which is
very cool.
What many
I
brands
never
are
saw
not
the
doing.
box, and I'm very jealous of the box. I already offered you some nice money, but you said no. That's very unfortunate, but maybe in a couple beers time we can make a deal.
Sure.
Fuck, you're drinking water. But this one is
I
an
know.
oddball. What is this doing here?
Man,
this is a swatch.
This is because, I mean, I was expecting a different reaction from you, but I think that's really something that happens in Italy. This is the watch I got asked the most. And
Don't
it
get
gets
me wrong, I love swatch.
No.
I always tell people, you know, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a watch, just buy a cool swatch.
But
it's a nice
a guy
watch.
like you should like not care about it. It's not what you look first. But still, so many dealers, people, and everyone is asking about this watch. This watch was owned by, not that particular one, but we spotted with my previous company, Daniele Patek, the CTO of Fiorentina, wearing this watch, and it went from like $50 to nowadays 700, like 750, something like this.
So it's more than tenfold.
It
so
is.
it goes even crazier than a 5711.
Exactly, and that's
of,
the oddest part.
percentages.
And I like the watch. I always forget I have it because it's a swatch. It's nothing that special, but people want it so bad. I mean, it's more desired. I wrote an article saying that it is the next 5711, and actually, if you see like the markup, it's that one. It's nothing special, but it's just to show that how a story and actually a
But
design.
there are swatch collectors out there. I know a gentleman who sometimes buy watches from us. He owns like 400, 500 different swatches and the jellyfish and whatever, and some of them are pretty fucking expensive even.
No, but these ended up in collections with like Killy, John Player specials,
Paul
you know?
Newmans and everything.
And they send us pictures, like they were sending us pictures with JPS, Jean-Claude Killy, and then that one. And I was like, wow, why is it there, you know?
It's very cool. We've come to the last 2 watches.
Yes.
And there might be both. I'm still on the fence. Which is my favorite? I'm not sure. But I'm gonna start with this.
You
very,
do like
very
that
cool
one?
Of course.
Really?
I'm a big fan of Movado. Now here we have a 2-tone dial, pointer date, triple calendar. It's a very, very cool watch.
Borgel case.
Really?
It is.
Borgia case.
FB. Yeah, Borgel Tuber case. And that's why I bought it in the end. I wanted a Movado. We were publishing an article, you know, being kind of I'm not an influencer right now because I have 8,000 followers, so I really, nobody cares about me, you know? But back then when I was one, before publishing something that I had gut feelings that could go viral, let's say, I always would buy the watch before. Not to be unfair to people, but just, I'm not speculating on pieces. I don't want to make too much money on them, but I want to pay them fair prices. Yeah. And so I bought the watch before publishing the article, but after reading the article, and that's like best money for value. It was on eBay. I paid like 850 euros for the watch.
Wow.
And it stayed on eBay for like 2.5 months. Nobody wanted it. And now with a different strap, everyone is asking for it, but it's actually the piece you don't want to sell. And it's a triple calendar. I love triple calendars. And a Borgel case. On the wrist, it is
and
really
the faceted
insane.
lugs are beautiful, like spider leg lugs.
It's really high-end watchmaking in the end. Not breaking the bank, but still having a proper piece, in my opinion.
We're gonna go to the most valuable watch in your collection now.
Could be.
I think.
I think it's that one. But
Which
will
one?
be that one. That one is the one I was asked for the most.
You're right.
But that one will be, in my opinion. I don't know why I have it. I don't know why I bought it. It's just because I liked it, basically.
The World Time from Anderson.
Yes.
In 18 karat yellow gold. Very, very cool example in the right size, I believe. Because this is like the vintage Patek Philippe World Time size.
Sure.
That's
Therefore,
I like it.
That's for
and
sure.
I think it sits on the wrist with quite some confidence.
Yes.
Because of the dial, you see the real, it really speaks to me.
And the value, like, not price-wise, but the value of this watch with the enamel dial.
Because this is still sub 10K, right? This is like 8,000?
Actually, I paid pretty much less.
Really?
Yeah, around 6, let's say.
But the market value is?
They sold one for 7.5, I guess. But I think that really it's quite a matter of time,
Yeah.
In 2 years, it's not gonna sell for 8,000. It's really a watch that when you have it on the wrist, you understand why it is special to me, at least. And it's the first watch I bought from Ale, actually. I've been knowing him for years. But then he asked me, do you want to watch? Because I was looking at it every time. And he brought me to Alessandro Squarzi to the party to see it. So I saw shit because it was dark at night. And got the watch.
That's how Italians sell you the watch. You
Exactly.
can't really see it, and then the next morning you bought it and you wake up and you see the dial is refinished. No, just kidding.
No,
just kidding. What makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable is the way the lugs are attached to the case, because it's so thin. It feels a little bit flimsy, but I'm guessing the production value is really good.
It is, and I met
Anderson makes some nice watches. You met him?
I met him, and I want to interview him and ask him about this. And he showed me all the lineup of the World Timer, which is actually his thing.
Yeah.
What he makes best. And so after meeting him, I was like, okay, I get it. No worries. Sell me the watch and please do. And got the watch, and actually, I'm super, super happy with it. It's not a Patek, but still, it's
the first
great
step
way
towards
to start.
the Patek Philippe World Time.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for showing these watches. I'm happy to showcase this very diversified collection that will not break the bank. You have some very interesting pieces here, way more interesting than the regular Rolex or Patek Philippe or Audemars Piguet you will see on the streets, people wearing, people posting on Instagram. These are truly a lot of conversation pieces, except for maybe 2 of the Rolexes. But they are great to wear on a daily basis. I'm interested to hear what you like the most on this collection, and of course follow my friend I am Casa.
Thanks, man, for having me.
And I hope to see you maybe in the next video.
Oh yes, man, great pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy Milan.
Grazie, my friend.
Thanks.
Let's grab some more Peronis.
Yes, please.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.